welcome to another episode of Listen to Us Rant About Movies. I'm Wes Ford.
And I'm Zach Harris.
And today we're going to be reviewing Don't Breathe, which is a new horror thriller out right now. And if you've never listened to us before, we like to rant about movies and we drink while we do it. And the beer we've chosen today is Abita's Turbodog.
Turbodog.
Which is a pleasantly rich and chocolatey brown ale. So, let's give it a little taste.
Let's get a little sip going. Try out this dog.
Try out the dog.
It's a tasty dog.
It's pretty good, right?
I enjoy it, yeah.
Yeah.
I like the thicker stuff, you know?
Yeah.
It's thick as brown.
It's almost like a stout.
Yeah, totally.
You know? But it's like it's a brown.
Yeah,
it's a brown ale.
More thick than other brown ales that I've had, but I like that. It's good.
It has a good flavor to it. It's like a chocolatey toffee. It's good.
Like this drawing of a dog that's on it too.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool image.
Solid dog.
Solid dog. We thought Turbodog was an appropriate pick for today's review because of the dog character in the movie Don't Breathe, which we'll talk about later.
Do they credit that dog? What's its name?
That's a very good question.
Wow, there's 3 dogs. Athos, Astor, and Nomad. Pretty good.
Wow, they all look the same.
Yeah, it's got some dog doubles. I got some stuff to say about this dog, too, so.
Good. Awesome. So, if you like what you hear on our podcast, you can find all of our episodes on iTunes, Podomatic, and YouTube. We're also now on Google Play.
Oh, yeah.
Getting out there, boy. No big deal.
Jesus.
Feel free to email us at listentousrantaboutmovies@gmail.com, and you can follow us on Twitter at LTURAM podcast, and like us on Facebook. But before we get to our review of Don't Breathe, we'll be discussing what we've been watching since our last episode. So Zach, what do you got on your list?
Should I start out with the best or the worst thing I've watched?
Up to you.
Start with the best. I watched Belladonna of Sadness. It's from 73, Japanese. I guess it's an anime, but it's all like French-inspired watercolor.
Yeah, it sounds familiar.
So it was amazing. It's basically about a woman who gets banished and then like makes a deal with a penis-shaped devil to gain magical powers, and it's pretty incredible.
As one would hope when you meet a penis-shaped devil.
Super, really crazy, just like trip out sequences, you know, just like intense music and crazy imagery, but the story's very good too, and the soundtrack is pretty killer. And mainly just the art is just like out of control. It's very solid.
That's crazy. It's all made in watercolor, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That reminds me of, I think there's a Van Gogh documentary that's out.
Oh, yeah?
Well, it's a documentary, I guess, either about Van Gogh or it may have nothing to do with
Oh,
Van
is
Gogh,
that the one that's like all done in paintings?
It's like his style.
Yeah,
But it's done in hand-drawn or hand-painted.
Yeah. I saw a thing
frames.
about that. That movie is insane.
Yeah,
because that
crazy.
It looked a lot more fully animated than this one. It's definitely I like it though. It's like the low budget sort of approach where they're really like milking those like animations that they made, you know. So there's a lot of good just like moving over the like still images and weird techniques over stills and stuff like that. Repetition of the same animations.
Interesting.
Kind of like in Ralph Bakshi's stuff, where it's like every now and then it's like there's a super well, you know, frame per second, or not frame per second, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And
I gotcha.
I don't know. It's good. You should check it out. That company, Cinelicious, just put it out on Blu-ray, and it's pretty great.
It's the best name.
Yeah, it's an incredible name.
It's so delicious.
Yeah.
That's great. Oh man, that's cool. I've checked out quite a few things. I mean, I should have mentioned this earlier, but I mean, it's been 2 months since our last episode.
Yeah.
But we kind of got caught in life things. You know, you started shooting a feature. I was busy with work, so sorry to the listeners for taking so long to get back. But we are back and we're ready, and we have a lot to talk about. So I finally checked out the pilot of Mr. Robot.
Oh, how was that?
It was way better than I thought. Like, I know that it has like a lot of hype, and I know that it has some attention, but I had a friend who told me I just absolutely have to watch it, and after hearing so many things about it, I was like, it's on Amazon Prime.
Oh, I know that.
I'm gonna turn it on, and it's fantastic, man.
Nice. How deep are you now? Just the pilot, or?
I just watched the pilot last night.
Oh,
yeah,
okay, cool.
Yeah, so I'm starting recent ones, but it's really solid. Like, that's a solid pilot. I don't know how the rest of the show is going to go. I do know that the season 1 I hear is amazing, but it's supposed to be just like the prologue for the actual story that the writer-director wants to make. Which is the first episode's already insane.
Yeah, totally. That's
like,
crazy.
It's awesome. Basically, it's about a techie guy who like works for a company by day, but he's a vigilante hacker at night, and he happens to be schizophrenic.
Okay.
So you, as the audience, are his imaginary friend.
Weird.
And he talks to you, and it is very strange. But he's
a lot
also
of fourth wall stuff.
But it's not overdone at all. Like, it's very subtle, and more like he talks to you in a voiceover. Most of the time, but he'll look at you sometimes. He's aware of you, but I don't know. It's really cool. It almost reminds me. It's on like the vibe of Fight Club a little bit.
Okay.
To where it kind of speaks about like modern society and stuff like that, because he's kind of like views the world as an outsider. But anyway, the pilot is and like I guess what sets up the rest of the show is he finds out that these hackers are hacking the company that he is paid to protect, and they want him to join this revolution that they're starting.
Okay.
And so that's the whole plot, and it's awesome. Nice. I can't wait to watch more. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. For sure.
Gotta check it out.
You do. What else you been watching?
I watched a movie called Female Prisoner Scorpion 701. And boy, was it good. I really
Where do you find
it.
these things, Zach?
Huh?
Where do you find these things?
Arrow Video, man. They just put it out. That Blu-ray company. So I've been watching those, and I'm a big fan. It's basically like a woman gets fucked over by the Yakuza, tries to assassinate the guy who did it, goes to jail, and then is just in jail, basically getting fucked with and plotting her revenge for when she gets out. Definitely a big inspiration on Kill Bill.
Yeah.
That song from Volume 2 at the end is like the theme song from these movies.
That's cool.
So you can tell that he definitely borrowed a lot. I will say that the female prison element is probably my least favorite part about it, just because it's clearly like an exploitation movie, you know?
Sure.
And there's some stuff that I can't really get behind in that regard, but you can tell that it was, because this was a first-time director, you can tell that he was basically stuck making a female in prison movie, because there are so many other ideas that are just insane to throw in there. These weird surreal shifts, and I don't know. It's pretty interesting. And I've heard the second one's even better, which is called Jailhouse 41. But yeah, I was a big fan of Female Prisoner Scorpion. There's 3 more that I gotta watch.
It's an incredible title.
Yeah, it's pretty solid.
That's awesome. Sounds like a band name.
Yeah,
honestly.
totally.
That's cool, man. I also watched Captain Fantastic.
Oh, nice. With Vigo?
Yeah, with Viggo Mortensen. It's the new film by Matt Ross, who I didn't know until after I looked him up.
Yeah, who's
but
Matt Ross?
He is Gavin Belson in Silicon Valley.
Oh, yeah. I heard about this.
He's a director, which is
totally
amazing. But Captain Fantastic is fantastic.
Yeah, you really liked it?
Super dug it, man. It's
Nice.
I think it's definitely up there for some of the top this year.
Uh-huh.
Really good, feel good indie movie that just like it just has like a really good vibe to it, and it kind of it delves into the topics of like basically the morals of like raising a family. And basically, the plot of the story is a father who's like an intellectual takes his family and raises them from birth out in the wild, like off the grid, because he wants to raise them to be like the best human beings, like away from society.
Yeah.
And they end up. Did you see it?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I won't reveal too much, but he like teaches them like yoga, and like they know like all these philosophers and like the greatest literature, and they're like these smart, awesome people. But of course, they get introduced to the outside world, and they realize that they don't know anything about society, and they're freaks to like real people, right? And just like seeing that clash happen, and just like the performances are really great. It's shot beautifully.
Nice.
Like the music's great. It's just a really good film that you should definitely check out.
For sure.
I'm not being super clear on it because it's been like a month or so since I've seen it, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard good things. I've been wanting to check it out.
Yeah, I really liked it.
I watched we didn't talk about Wiener Dog on the last episode, right? I don't think it had come out yet.
I don't think so. I know that we were talking about possibly reviewing it, but I don't think you talked about it.
Did you see it?
No, I want to.
Man, I loved it. I really liked it a lot. Yeah. It was
I've
good.
heard good things.
But yeah, everyone's great in it. I will say the Danny DeVito segment was probably my least favorite, but
Really?
man.
Is he in it for like 2 minutes, but they like use him as a marketing?
No. It's like a
object?
substantial segment of the movie.
Okay.
Because it's like 4 different stories, about like the different owners of this one wiener dog. Mm-hmm. It's a little weird though, structurally, just because the first 2 stories kind of like lead into each other, and the second 2 are broken up. But whatever.
Yeah.
I really liked it. I thought it was fun and sad and really weird. And I just really like that Todd Solondz a lot. He's great. I've liked all of his movies.
Cool. Yeah, I've heard good things. I definitely want to check it out before the year ends.
Mm-hmm. I'd say it was definitely on par with his last movie, which I felt like no one talked about. It got buried, but it was incredible. Dark Horse, did you see that?
No, I didn't see that.
Oh,
either.
man, it's so great. You should check it out.
Yeah?
It's really weird. It's good, though.
I'll look into it.
Yeah.
Nice. I watched Sausage Party.
Oh, how was that?
It's hilarious. I don't know how much there is to say about it other than I feel like it was something maybe like the South Park boys might have made. Like it feels like a script they would have written and made, because it has like this absurd raunchy comedy over top like an actual message that maybe the general populace wouldn't get, but it's just like so cleverly written. Like the message is clear. It's hilarious, super raunchy. The animation was a lot better than I expected.
Yeah, because it looked kind of rough, honestly, in the trailers.
It does. I expected it to be rough, but there are moments where it's like impressive.
Nice.
It's actually, it holds up. It's not bad, especially for a really low budget animated adult comedy. Like it's not bad. It went to places that I wanted it to go, and it like, succeeded. You know, it went that extra mile of like, are they gonna really go there and like push that next level? And they do. Yeah. And they exceed expectations at the end. And it's just absurd and just like insane. So it's like it's a good, like, if you just want to check it out, you know, like a rental or whatever, it's great. It's really funny.
Nice.
I laughed a lot. So
cool.
Yeah.
What else have I watched? Oh, I watched the 5th of the Outlaw Gangster VIP series.
Oh, there it is. It continues.
I'm working through. We got one more to watch.
Oof.
Yeah, I mean,
how's this one hold up to the others?
It's good. I liked it a lot. This one was called Black Dagger.
Cool name.
Yeah. It had kind of fallen into a formula, but kind of like an addictive, nice formula where you're watching, you're just like, oh, Goro's gonna do this. Like, he's totally gonna do it. Like, the movie starting, it's like, well, this guy's gonna get killed, but it's like fun, you know?
Yeah.
And they subverted that a little bit in the 5th one, and that was a little refreshing because I feel like the first 2 were clearly the strongest, and then the second 2 got a little light, and the 5th one had a nice balance to it. So I liked it a lot. There's a character named Young Master in it who just has like a pompadour and looks really slick and has like a pinstripe suit, and everyone just refers to him as Young Master. It's pretty great.
Sounds great.
Yeah. But yeah.
Nice, man. Cool. We only got one left, right?
Yep. I think the last one's just called Kill! ! I
think you talked about that before. Yeah, that's funny. For my last film I'll talk about, and definitely least, I don't know why I left it for last, but definitely least, is Suicide Squad.
Oh, you saw it?
Yeah. Like,
Poopy
listen, I knew I was gonna see something that was gonna probably be bad, but you know I like comic books and I like Batman, and so I was curious.
Definitely.
And I was not expecting anything good, but I wanted to check it out. I wanted to see how bad of a disaster it was. So, yeah, it was that. It's bad. It's still bad. It's all still bad. DC is like
just pooping the bed.
It's disappointing because I feel like there was something there. Like, I feel like there really was something that could have happened there. But, I mean, if you look back at the story of how this movie was made, and it's like, Warner Brothers is a mess. The team that they have gathered for DC is a mess. And they were worried about the backlash about Batman vs. Superman being too dark and all that. And so, have you seen the trailer for Suicide Squad?
I saw like 6 of them. They released so many trailers for that movie.
There's a couple that are really solid.
Oh yeah,
trailers,
they're like well cut for sure.
So they had that company that cut the trailer, a separate company that edited the movie. They had a cut of the movie, and the trailer made the movie seem more comedic and more like a Guardians of the Galaxy, right? Yeah. So like, oh, but this isn't the movie at all. Like, it was actually, like, the original cut is very dark and kind of grim. So they were very scared about the backlash from Batman vs. Superman, so they had this trailer company cut a new version of the film where there's like more comedy, and it's a different cut. Oh. Yeah. And they mashed that cut with the original cut.
So now there's just like 2 different voices. It's like battling the whole time.
It's just a mess. It's just a complete mess. And you can see like where there's different, like you can see the conflict happening, where there's like this overbearing, overproduced like comedic element that they're trying to force onto you, but there's the underlying grim seriousness of the original cut, and you can just see it. and it's just a mess.
Because it seems like, I mean, wisecracking for the characters aside, like, this is the time to make the grim superhero movie because they're all criminals, right? Isn't it the whole thing that they're all like insane criminals?
Yeah, they're insane criminals that they gather together, and this is where the plot kind of gets very, very thin. Is they gather these villains together to fight a problem that is only caused because they let those criminals out of jail.
Yeah.
The plot is terrible. Like, they release them, they're like, we need them, and then we're going to make a great team out of these evil villains.
Yeah.
Oh, but because we release them, this problem happens, and so we need these people to finally unite and fight the problem. But if we have never let them out, this never would have happened.
Yeah.
Like, it's just inherently bad. That's, like, a lot of the bad stuff. The good things are Harley Quinn steals the show, but she is fully exploited. And the editing is just strange. Like, it's just... And especially with her, because she'll have a scene where she just steals the scene, right?
Yeah.
And it cuts to a completely different scene, but it starts with her, and it's like another stealing scene of her again. And it's like, but we just saw this, you know?
Yeah.
It's very strange and, like, kind of mashed together. It's just, the movie is described perfectly as just a mess. But more plus side things are, like I said, Harley Quinn, Batman's in it.
Is it Ben Affleck?
It is Ben Affleck, yeah. Yep, it's him. There's some other cameos.
Is he in it for like 2 seconds, or is he actually like in the movie?
He's in it a lot more than I thought.
Okay, interesting.
And he's actually awesome. Like, I like Ben Affleck as Batman, actually. Mm-hmm. Like, he's the one kind of, maybe you'd be crap normally if these movies were good, but he's like the only thing that's like holding things up for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. There's funny moments. Will Smith is just Will Smith, you know. They try, and like they're like trying to remind you with the script, like, see, he's a bad person. But he's just Will Smith, and he's so charming and charismatic that you're just like, nah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, it's Will Smith.
They forced this like daughter plot to make him more likable.
No,
it's
that's
like he's
brutal.
already likable.
Get the kids out of it. We don't need daughter plots. It's a classic Lost World of Jurassic Park mistake, you know?
Yeah,
it's
there's
a classic
couple of those.
Too many movies mistake. Like,
yeah.
Every time I watch Lost World, I forget about the daughter, and I go, fuck, that's why I don't like this movie. Like, damn it.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
But yeah. Basically, that's it. It's also, they're trying to do their, like, you know, their own movie universe. So there's, like, some talk about, you know, from Batman vs. Superman. It's a little bit of a sequel from that. Like, oh, Superman's gone. Where's he gone? What are we going to do?
Yeah.
Let's get these villains together. And then Batman has his thing where he's, like, trying to gather the Justice League together. And last thing I'll say about it, Jared Leto, dude.
Brutal?
So bad.
Yeah.
Bad.
Didn't like him?
Yeah. Hated him. He's a douchebag, for one, throughout the entire movie. He's not likable at all as the Joker.
Uh-huh.
And, like, I really gave him a shot, but, like, the image of him really sells it all. Like, he's, like, this, like, tattooed thug guy. It's like, that's just not the Joker. It's not. And he way overacts, too. Like, over the top, just, like, is trying really hard, you can tell.
Yeah, totally.
It doesn't work. It's just bad. And I'm just like, well, this is our Joker now. Cool. You know, if we have a Batman movie, this is probably our Joker now. This sucks.
Oh, so they didn't kill him off. I didn't know if this was a one-time deal, you know?
Nah, he's not dead.
Fair enough.
Sorry, spoilers. It's not really... I haven't spoiled anything.
Yeah, no. You're fine.
It's...
I feel like most people who were, like, gonna see Suicide Squad probably saw it, you know?
Yeah. And here's the thing, too. Like, through probably the first half of the movie, I was like, all right, I can dig this, you know? It's not, like, great, but it's like, I can dig this, you know? And even up to the, like, near the end, I was like, yeah, it's pretty messy. And then at the end, you know, I walked out and I was like, you know, it was enjoyable. Like, it is fun. It's funny.
Yeah.
But then when you think about it, it's like, it's just, yeah, it's pretty bad. And I'd probably won't ever watch it again.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Fair enough.
Yep. So that's that. Do you have one last thing on yours?
I had one last one, which I also saved the worst for last. I watched The Invitation. You heard about this movie?
That sounds familiar too.
It's this movie about this couple who goes to like a dinner party of like all their old friends at this guy's former house, and his ex-wife is living there. She has this new husband that's like looks exactly like him, and it's weird, and it just gets progressively weirder, but I was not into it.
Is it a newer from 2015?
I feel it was on the festival circuit. I read about it a lot, and then I just saw that it came up on Netflix, and I was like, "Oh, I'll check this out." Just looking for something to watch, but honestly, the main thing is I just really don't like this main actor. He is no good. Logan Marshall Green? Yeah, the guy from Prometheus, who's just like clearly the worst part of that about that movie. Like,
yeah, that guy.
yeah, it's just like, oh man, I just like don't like watching this guy, especially rooting for this guy. Why isn't he cast as like a shithead? You know,
he's got the look for it.
Yeah,
the shithead.
I will say, like, in a certain way, I appreciate it. Just I can't like knock it too hard because like everything on paper is good. Like the slow build, I like. I don't mind it if a horror movie is an hour of setup and then like 30 minutes of like craziness. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's just like you know what's coming the whole fucking movie. It's like, why am I watching this? And then exactly what you think is gonna happen happens. It's like, well, great.
Wow.
And I will say, once it happens, it's executed pretty well. Like, it's pretty effective, and the ending is pretty good. But, man, the setup is just like, yep, he's right. Because he's, like, paranoid about something, and everyone's like, it's fine, don't worry about it. And it's just like, yeah, he's clearly right. This is very weird. What's happening? You know what I mean? And then it just ends up to be exactly what you think it is. It's like, well, why isn't this movie 40 minutes long? Or 45 minutes long? You know, 5 minutes of the set. It was just kind of a bummer.
Oh, man.
But not awful. It wasn't like, man, that movie was shit. It just,
yeah.
could have been trimmed up a lot. If that movie was 80 minutes, I would have liked it. You know, but it's an hour and 40 minutes. So it's like, ugh, jeez.
Oof.
But yeah.
Rough city.
That's about it. That's all I've really watched. I watched the new season of BoJack.
I'm currently watching that one.
How far in are you?
I think I'm about halfway.
Did you see the film festival fish episode?
No.
Oh, okay. I'll say that episode is like one of the best things I've seen in a while. It was really good. Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Wait, how many seasons are there out now?
3, I think.
There's 3. Yeah. I think... Yeah, Yeah, okay, I think I'm on season 3. No, I haven't seen that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look out for it, because it's real good.
Yeah.
The show keeps getting progressively better, which is about all I could ask from a show, you know?
Yeah, I like it. I'm just afraid, like, I just think it might be getting a little repetitive.
Mm-hmm.
Like, with the whole... Like, we kind of get it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
With the main character. I just don't know how unless they introduce something that completely changes things. I'm just not sure how they're going to go after season 3. But then again, I haven't seen all the seasons. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just curious about where it's going to go.
I feel like this season especially was almost like built of one-off episodes. They're like very specific.
Yeah.
And I like that. Like there's a lot of weird, like the second to last episode has this crazy device that's like clearly a device, but it works. And I don't know. I just like that there was a show where there's like a drunk horse. and it's like animated and really like stupid, but they pull these moments where you're like really caring about that horse, you know what I mean? And like all the characters, like it gets serious and it works, and it's just like really surprising that it can pull it off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. I was like really addicted to the first season, and a little less so to the second season because I took a long break. I think in between it, and then I finished it off recently, and then it's been like a few weeks since I started season 3, but yeah, I mean, overall, the show is great. I mean, Netflix killing it, man. Killing it again. So, yeah, I'm curious. And I think I heard someone else mention that movie theater episode, so I should get to that.
Yeah, it's really great. It's just really creative and has a really, really good just, like, joke, basically, at the end that changes things. I don't know. It was super good. I was very, very impressed by that episode.
Interesting. All right, man. I'll keep watching then. Final thing I'll say. I won't say too much because I only seen one episode of this show too. The Night Of.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the new the HBO show.
Yeah, I haven't had time to watch it.
I haven't watched any more, simply because I've heard that the show has now just like gotten bad at the end.
Really?
Like the end of people like are not liking the end of this season. I think it just ended or it's about to end.
Isn't it just one season though? Or is it a
Yeah.
Okay,
you're right.
Yeah, it's like a mini series, right?
It's a mini series, yeah. So I think it just ended, but people were like, yeah, the end sucks. But the first episode is a really good episode of television.
Nice.
Like, it really sets it up in a way that's like, this is really interesting. But it's about a kid who basically he hooks up with this mysterious girl, and he starts like drinking, and she starts giving him drugs, and he passes out, and he wakes up in her kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't remember anything. He goes up to like check on her, and she's brutally murdered. He doesn't remember anything at all.
Yeah.
And he's like this innocent guy who never drinks, doesn't do anything. He freaks out, panics, and escapes. He gets picked up by the cops and basically gets wrapped up into it, and there's no way he can escape. And that's all. Like, the first episode, so much happens.
Yeah.
But basically it sets up this mystery, this murder mystery, and there's no way, like, on paper that he didn't do it, but he didn't do it, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
So I thought that was just like a really good episode of television, the way that it was shot, and how like everything like basically reveals itself to you. It's very interesting. So I'd at least check that out.
No,
but,
I've been wanting to. It's just the first one's like 90 minutes, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a little long.
I gotta say that's what's stopped me. Not that I don't want to watch it because it's 90 minutes, but it's just like I've been getting movies in, you know. Yeah,
and at the same time, it's like I said, people are saying that the ending isn't great, so it's like, is it? I don't know if I'm going to continue watching it. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just because of that.
It could just be, though, that it's really weird. That's always what I hope when people don't like something that I'm excited for. I'm like, maybe it's just really weird and it turned everyone off, and it's going to be great, you know?
Yeah. And weird is good in our books.
Definitely.
So. Who knows? Who knows? There's so much television and movies and stuff to watch. It's like
too much.
It's a constant trying to catch up.
Yeah.
You know. But that's it for me.
Yeah, I think. I did see one more thing that I watched today that I'll just talk about really quick. I watched De Palma, the documentary, Brian De Palma.
Okay. Nice.
Just check it out. It's good. If you like Brian De Palma, it's interesting to watch.
I do. It's about him?
Yeah. And
cool.
Noah Baumbach and someone else made it. I will say, though, just the shots of him are kind of weird. Like, I didn't know how much I liked the interview footage. But it was... why did I look up Brian De Palma? I gotta look up Noah Baumbach. it's interesting because it literally just chronicles every one of his movies. So he just starts and he's like, I'm Brian De Palma, I grew up here, this is my dad, and they're like, all right, and then I made my first movie. And then it just goes through a lot of things I didn't realize. Like, I didn't realize Robert De Niro was in, like, all his really early stuff.
Yeah.
And he, like,
crazy.
basically discovered Robert De Niro. But yeah, it gets kind of sad at the end.
I bet, man.
Yeah, he's just like, his final thoughts just like, yeah, and you know, it's basically, if you're a director, like, you're boiled down to your films, and you're just, if you don't do it right, you just watch your mistakes for the rest of your life, or just something like that. It's just like, oh my god. Like,
but Brian De Palma, you've made some great movies, man.
yeah, he also goes on a lot about just how, like, it's like no one remembers the end of people's careers. They always like the movies from their 30s, 40s, and 50s, and, like, almost like he's come to terms with it, but he's like, you know, fuck it, I'll just, like, make stuff that I like.
Yeah, you should, man.
Yeah, but even though I haven't really liked what I've seen of his newer stuff, still glad he's doing it, and yeah, it's definitely worth watching. It was really interesting. Funny to hear him talk. It picked up on some fun facts that I can't quite recall right now, but were interesting.
Dude, I love his movie Blowout.
Oh, Blowout! I think that's his best movie.
It's so good.
It is so good.
I've got that on the crit.
Oh yeah, that nice crit blue.
Crit blue.
Sitting pretty.
That's great.
Have you seen Phantom of the Paradise?
No.
Dude, you gotta check out Phantom of the Paradise. It's the best.
Wait, hold on. Let me check this out. Oh, it's the rock and roll opera?
Yeah, kind of thing.
I have seen it. It's super weird,
It's
man.
so weird. I fucking love it. It's the best.
It's pretty crazy. I didn't know he directed that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that one.
All right, man.
Real quick, though. Another
Yeah.
thing to sneak in real quick. We talked very briefly about Crit Blues. You see that lineup? See what's coming out?
Oh, dude, that new lineup
Punch,
for Crit.
Drunk Love, finally on Blu-ray.
I know.
Cause for celebration. I'm so excited. It's so good.
Definitely getting that.
Everything that month, I was like pissed off when I read the release schedule. Because what is it, November?
Yeah. Also, Squid and the Whale.
Yeah, Squid and the Whale. Like, man, fuck you guys. I'm gonna have
take
no
all
money
my
in the
money.
month of November.
I'm gonna have nothing.
Buy every single thing you put out. Like, it's a nightmare.
They've been like really putting out some good movies lately.
Totally.
I mean, they always do, obviously, but I mean, like the lineups have just been outrageous lately.
Yeah, like Kurosawa's Dreams on Blue, Lone Wolf and Cub. You kidding me?
I know. Boyhood, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah. Decalogue, which I've been wanting to see. Beyond the Valley of the Dolls. Blood Simple. Get right
Blood
the
Simple.
fuck out of here.
Pan's Labyrinth?
Yeah, totally. I'm a little bummed, though, because I want to get this box set, but I already have Kronos and Devil's Backbone. It's like, I can't buy this box set.
Yeah.
Then I'm missing out on a Crypt box set. They're so nice.
They're so good.
It'll probably, hopefully it's not as nice, you know, just to make me feel better.
Just for your own sake.
Hopefully it's just a slip box, you know, it's not too fancy. We'll see.
All right, man, let's get into our review of Don't Breathe.
Your lips look sore. That's how you're making your cash out there?
What do you say you and I move away from Mom together? It's a promise.
You're leaving?
Yeah, as soon as I have the money.
When are you coming back?
Never.
Yo, I got our ticket out of here. Rumor is this guy is sitting on at least $300K. Boom! That's our guy.
Wait, is he blind?
We messed up to rob a blind guy, isn't it?
Just because he's blind don't mean he's insane, bro.
All right, so that was from the trailer of Don't Breathe, the new horror thriller film from Fede Alvarez. I believe Fede is short for Federico. Not sure if I'm saying his name right, but that seems right to me. So this movie has been getting pretty good critical reviews and is killing it at the box office.
Yeah, it's doing well.
Yeah, it's doing super well. I think it made, I don't know the exact number, but I think it made $23 million just this last weekend.
Damn. And I bet it was a pretty small budget movie too.
Yeah, it's
Or
pretty
like
small.
relatively,
budget, I'm sure.
not actually
Relatively.
small, but
Yeah. Oh yeah, it made the gross already has. The opening weekend was over 26 million.
damn.
And it's made over already 28 million, and it just came out Thursday. So
Yeah.
and it's now Tuesday, August 30th. So yeah, it's doing pretty well, especially for a film of its type.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and so this is, I think, the third film from the director.
I think it's the second. Or did he have like a indie before Evil Dead? I thought he just did
made-
shorts.
He actually made a few shorts. Yeah, so I guess his first feature-length film was Evil Dead. And then he directed an episode of From Dusk Till Dawn, the series. And
That's
then
funny.
he did, yeah, and then he did Don't Breathe. So yeah, Zach, what do you think what do you think of the movie?
I liked it. I thought it looked good, shot well, had some good scares. Yeah, it was good. It didn't like wow me, but I thought it was a solid watch. My main complaint would be that like I just didn't really care for any of the three people.
Yeah.
It's like the one guy is clearly set up to just be like a huge asshole.
Yeah.
And then the other guy, what's his name? Dylan Minnette? Not a fan of this guy. I don't know. It just
The more weenie guy.
yeah, he was just like such a weenie. And like so set up, like there's that line, he's like, "Hey bud, just stay in the friend zone, all right?" It was like, oh my god, they're like they were just like pushing that too much, where like if the movie just started with them going like, all right, let's break into this guy's house, would have
Yeah.
been more into it. Like, I don't know. I just felt like the horror elements were done well, but I didn't care for anything that wasn't that, basically. The first 15 minutes of the movie were kind of rough for me.
Gotcha.
What about you?
I think I liked it a little bit more than you. Overall, I enjoyed it. I don't think, yeah, like I agree on the part where it didn't wow me either. But I thought it was pretty solid genre film.
Definitely.
It was definitely more of a thriller than a horror for me. It had some horror elements, but it was very much just like a thriller. I thought the directing was really well done. The way it was shot and the way things moved and the way it was edited was pretty solid. I will agree that the characters weren't very likable people, but they kind of threw in things to make them more likable, such as the guy clearly having a crush on the girl and the girl having motivation with trying to rescue her younger sister out of the household from her asshole mother and everything. So that those are all things that are kind of inherent when you try and make a character more likable, and they are just like thieves. So I understand the motivation behind trying to make them more likable.
Definitely.
But yeah, they weren't the greatest people. They were they're fucking thieves.
And I would say for me, just it was less like them being likable and more them being interesting. Because like I'm all down to watch a movie of like unlikable characters, as long as they're like not just like one note. Which I didn't think. I thought the girl was good. I liked her a lot. But I thought especially the like guy with
She's
the
pretty good.
cornrows was like pretty one note and like didn't have any depth. You know.
No,
It was
you're
just like, yeah,
absolutely
he's
right.
just like a shithead. Like, you know.
He was a shithead, and yeah, he was clearly,
Yeah.
his Well, I'll save some things for spoilers.
Yeah,
but,
yeah, for sure.
yeah. Anyway, seemed pretty predictable, but yeah, I think the girl was good, and she was great in Evil Dead, and I think she's a good actress.
Yeah, I like her.
But yeah, like overall, like I said, I did like the movie. I walked out thinking, oh, it was pretty good. I thought it was better than I thought it would be.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I kind of just liked where it went. It wasn't completely predictable, you know?
Yeah, totally.
Which is like kind of common and with like today's horror films where it seems very predictable and you kind of know exactly where it's going to go, and it wasn't that for me. Like, I didn't know where it would end up.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So, except for the very end, it's like there's some things that you know are going to happen.
Yeah.
You know some plot points you're going to see through. But it's the journey along the way that was very surprising and honestly kept me on the edge of my seat a lot of the time.
Yeah, no,
you know?
the tension
like,
was
I was
built
like,
really well.
The tension was intense. Like, I was just, I was tense the whole time, and I'd find myself kind of like, like gripping, putting my fingers to my mouth and kind of just like, oh no, like watch out.
Yeah,
you know.
I really liked the like black and white night vision sequence.
Yeah,
they're really milking
cool.
those in the trailers, but I thought that played really well. Just like not being able to see, and the audience knowing like you're about to touch him and he's facing the wrong way. It's like little moments like that were really great.
Yeah, they were really. I mean, the whole movie was built on the concept of this blind guy who can't see, and them like at one point feeling their way through the dark, but also kind of like knowing that he's blind and trying to work around him. And that's like such a very simple idea that I feel like has probably done before, but not in this way.
Yeah.
And the whole movie is that, and then like knowing that concept is actually it's very interesting to see, like as an audience member, to see that play out.
There's another really great moment that they are also playing in all the trailers, just where the guy leaves and comes back, and he walks down the hallway and then realizes he's coming, the blind man's coming, and just like backs up into a doorway and he walks right past him and doesn't even realize. Just those things I thought were really nice.
Yeah.
Because they kind of spring up on you out of nowhere and you go, ah! But it's fine because, I don't know, it's just the pacing of those moments worked really well for me.
Yeah, I agree.
I just think there were there should have been a few more of those.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it was overall, I think pretty solid. I don't know. I'm excited to see where this director will go, like with his future work. If this is only his second feature, it's pretty impressive.
Definitely, for sure. The Evil Dead was a good debut, and it's interesting to see. I was excited to see where he would go, like not adapting material, because at the same time, it's like the Evil Dead could have basically just been something else,
right?
If you really wanted it to be, you just have to change a few key things, but. I'm excited to see what this guy makes. He's definitely got chops.
Yeah, he has a certain style, I think, a visual style that is unique, which is great.
Yeah.
So it's only going to go up from here. It's cool that he worked with the same actress from Evil Dead, and I think like we said, she did a great job. I think this movie just had so many twists and turns to where you thought someone might have been eliminated, but they come back, and then they do it again, and then it happens again. You're like it.
Yeah.
You're not exactly sure where things are going to end up, and I mean it's inherently terrifying to have you stuck in a house of this like insane, blind military man.
Yeah.
With a dark secret,
Definitely.
And I do like that element. Obviously, we'll get more into that too, but I like that the blind guy has like this secret and where that all goes. So,
And I did really like just the concept of, like, you're trapped in a house. It seems so easy to get out of a house.
Right.
You're like, man, they really can't get out of this house. That's pretty scary.
Yeah. Which good segue to our other antagonist, which is the dog.
Oh, yeah.
Mentioned earlier in the podcast why we got the Turbodog.
Good old, let's see their names again. Athos, Aster, and Nomad. Some sturdy hounds on set.
These hounds are terrifying.
Yeah. I will say, though, I caught a couple very quick, like, cutaway shots where they just, like, looked really happy.
Did you?
It's just like, especially when it was crawling through that vent. It was, like, mostly silhouetted, but it's like, this dog looks like it's having a lot of fun crawling through this vent right now. Like, it's excited to get that treat that the Wrangler's going to give it in a second. But, I mean, hey,
yeah.
I'm not, like...
There's a moment where the dog is in... I won't give it away, but the dog in the car.
Uh-huh.
Although the framing and the editing and the sound effects for that particular scene are terrifying. If you, like, kind of look at it in a different way, you're like... The dog actually looks like it's having a great time.
Yeah, totally. The dogs looked kind of happy at times, which was funny. It was good. Really, I didn't mind it at all. It's like not a strike towards the movie. It's just like a funny thing where it's like that dog looks happy as shit right now.
Yeah, there's nothing they could do about that.
Yeah, totally.
It still worked. It's just fun. It's just funny in hindsight. But yeah. I don't know what else I can really say that's not really spoiler.
Yeah, I feel like once this movie's like 15 minutes in, you don't want to know anything that happens, you know?
Yeah.
Stephen Lang, the blind man, was good. His voice was a little weird. I mean,
yeah.
It was definitely weird, but it was like he was definitely trying with it, but I didn't dislike it.
Overall, I think he was pretty good, though. He was
definitely.
He embraced this character. And
he was fucking scary.
He was scary. I would not want to break into that man's house.
Definitely not.
Yeah. Oh, I think I got another thing I'll say is I did like how they didn't just make him like a bunch of like these stupid, like they're not very likable, but they weren't like completely stupid kids. Like they didn't go in here and be like, oh, here's a blind guy, and he's got some money. Let's break in.
Oh,
they
yeah,
had, like,
totally.
They had, like, a plan. They've done it before. You know, they're experienced. And, like, even, like, using today's technology, like, having a GoPro to, like, plant out and look at the house beforehand. And
yeah.
just, like, I don't know. They did certain things with technology that showed that they were experienced, and I like that. I like that they weren't just like a bunch of like stupid kids.
Totally, yeah. It was better than if it was just like, let's go into the house and see what's in there. You know what I mean?
Let's just go in there when he's asleep and we'll steal from him. Like,
yeah.
They had gadgets. They had like the whole 9 yards. The whole plot line of, and this isn't a spoiler either, but the plot line of the Weenie Kid. His dad owns the security company,
and that's the houses they rob. It's like, yeah, that's a smart thing.
Makes sense. That's a good thing to mention. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I respect it for that.
For sure.
But yeah, shall we move into spoilers?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, just a final wrap up. We both decently liked it. In case you don't want to continue, for people who don't want to continue spoilers, yeah, we liked it.
It was good. Cinematography was nice.
It really has a nice look to it.
I really liked all the mixture of color temperatures and all the lighting.
Yeah, totally. The lighting was great.
A lot of like hot and cold and tungsten daylight.
Yeah, very contrasting. It was great. All right, so we're moving into spoilers for Don't Breathe, starting right now.
One thing that I was not into was that opening, like, stinger of the ending. I didn't care for that.
Yeah, that was very... I don't know the right word.
It felt...
But I don't know.
It felt like
it was kind of forced.
They
you
felt
know?
they did that in the edit. It felt like I don't think in the script it was like it
Yeah.
pulls down from the sky and then you see that she's seemingly dead. It's like, all right, clearly she's not dead. She's not dead. You know, they're not gonna just kill her at the end of this movie unless the scene is not in the movie again, which I know it's gonna be because every time they do this in a movie, it comes like, you know what I mean?
Of course. It's almost it's overdone now. It's cliche.
Yeah. And it's like it would have been cool if it just ended with her dying and then that scene wasn't in there. Not to say that would be better, but
that wasn't even the last scene.
Yeah, it was
that wasn't even close to being the last scene.
It was just stupid because it felt like they didn't plan on that, or maybe they did, but it just felt like
I think they might have because they shot it, but
well, I mean, yeah, I guess, but
it was probably something in the script where they thought it was cool.
It's like just push in from the sky to the house and just like a creepy man standing in the window. That's scary enough.
Yeah, that would have just worked. Just him.
Yeah, just him standing there like with his dog pooping. Like, I don't know. Like, he's a scary looking guy. So, I don't know. It just felt so unnecessary because you know she's not going to die. Because why would they show that to you right now and just give you the information that like, hey, she's going to die at the end of this movie? It's like, no, she's not.
Like, well, at least you know that she's going to escape from the house, right?
Yeah.
Like, she escapes from the house, so you're already given that much information.
Yeah.
So the fact that her trying to get out, you know that she gets out.
It's like, unless it was some thing where she was wearing the same outfit, right? Because it happened.
Yeah.
So it's like, what if she was wearing a different outfit? And then it's like, because I did like at the end that he didn't die, so she's just going to have this thing of like, this guy gonna like find me somehow and just like I'm gonna wake up with this guy murdering me in my sleep. But
yeah, I mean, there like I said, there were some things that weren't completely predictable.
Yeah,
like
totally.
him surviving, which was great. Classic horror thing. Well, I guess most horror films would have him survive, but I don't know. It was cool because he's a normal human being.
Yeah, totally. And it's also cool because it's not like he survives and then like. It's not like Friday the 13th where he like comes out of the lake and like grabs her or like Carrie like the hand coming.
Like she was already long gone by then.
Yeah. It's like she's gone and it's more just like she's got to live with it now, knowing that he's still alive and out there. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly. I feel like we were originally. Oh, the dragging scene though. There was one more thing I wanted to say about that where he was dragging her. Is you could tell that he wasn't actually dragging her from the hair.
Oh, definitely.
Like she was like on like a ramp thing, you know, like a board that he was like dragging her on.
Yeah.
Her body wasn't even touching the ground. Anyway, I just like noticed. It seemed obvious.
It seemed a little weird.
Clearly, yeah, she wasn't.
You could tell her like clothes were getting like slightly like they looked weird and like pulled. It's like she's pulling her hair, or she's supposed to be pulling her hair. I don't know. That just really didn't work for me, and it's like,
me neither.
I don't get why they felt the need to put that in. And I felt the same thing with the Evil Dead remake, that I didn't like that like opening scene that they had. It's like, just start the movie. Like, I don't need this.
What was the opening scene?
I don't know. It's some person getting tortured in like the basement of the cabin, and
it was like the prologue, basically.
And it was just like so over the top and like
why the house was cursed.
Just clearly there because they felt like the opening wasn't strong enough to keep people interested until it got good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're like, oh, we got to scare them right away before.
Yeah, it's like you got to get them hooked. It's like, well, I'm already in the theater watching the movie. I'm not going to leave 5 minutes into the movie. You know? Like, I'm going to wait for some creepy shit to happen. And then if I don't like it, an hour in, I'll leave. But
it's a horror movie, so things are gonna get creepy.
Yeah,
eventually.
It felt very unnecessary because,
I
don't know. I just hate that. Like, oh, she dies at the end. It's crazy. It's like, no, she doesn't. We know this. I'm not dumb.
Right.
Like, I know she's not gonna. She's gonna.
I mean,
live.
you knew she was gonna survive. Yeah, you knew that.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that. The one boy would be killed though, and in the way that he gets killed, like he came back. You know?
How does he die again? Doesn't he just get shot or something? He dies at like the doorway, doesn't he? Because
I feel like so many things happen to him.
Yeah, you think he gets stabbed with those garden shears, and then he stabs the wrong body, right?
Yeah, he stabs the wrong body. And then he comes back to save her when she's all hooked up to like the... Which, now that we can say, I thought that like plot line was interesting. Like, I thought that was... It made him, fucking scarier. Like,
Definitely.
Holy shit, this guy has a secret. That's why he's killing people, because he doesn't want people to find out that he's like kidnapped this girl and like held her captive in his basement.
That semen thing was so gross.
Oh my god, it was so gross.
This turkey baster full of jizz. This is disgusting.
And he was like, I never forced myself on her.
He's like, I'm not a rapist. Like pulling her up.
Dude, that's still fucking rape.
Yeah,
it's still rape.
It's like, how are you trying to make yourself feel better?
Yeah, seriously. Christ. He's like, but she promised me a daughter, and once she gives me a child, I'll let her free.
Ugh.
Like, dude, you're messed up, bro.
Yeah. Dude, chill out.
And then he's like, well, I'll do the same thing to you.
Yeah.
And honestly, I thought he would just do it. And I could totally see it being like her actually being pregnant and her being in that airport at the end.
Yeah, totally.
But her being pregnant.
Yeah.
Like I could see that. But that may have been the more predictable route. So she like was rescued and shoved it down his throat instead, which was disgusting.
Yeah, it's super gross.
Yeah.
But it was a satisfying, it was like the second it cut to that kid getting up, the weenie kid.
Yeah.
Because that's when he intervenes again, right? When they reveal that he's not dead. I was like, all right, that semen is on the blind guy. Like, that semen is gonna, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like, once I realized that, like, someone was gonna save her, it's like, all right, he's gonna eat that or, like, get it shoved in his ass or something crazy. Like,
I like how we just call him Wiener Kid.
Yeah, he was such a weenie.
He was a weenie.
It was a little overkill for me.
It's like, all right, we get it, he's the goody kid, but it's like, but you're robbing houses.
Yeah, he's
dude.
like, he's not that much of a goody kid.
Yeah, they made him out to be like this super goody like pansy, but he.
Yeah, it's like he wouldn't be like that if he literally robbed houses all the time.
Like stole from his dad.
Like, who was his character? Did he just like see this girl and go like, "Oh, she's cute. Like, I guess I'll steal stuff with her and break into houses." It's really weird. I feel like I've seen him in something, but I don't know what. I've seen Prisoners, but.
Yeah. I feel like there was something I saw him in.
He was on Lost.
That's funny.
Yeah.
He was in Let Me In. Who was he? Like the kid? No, he's too old for that. Ugh, I don't know. Dylan Minnette,
Little
aka
schmuck.
Weenie.
Yeah.
AKA Weenie Kid. Oh, but they try and make him so likable because he sacrifices everything for her, and he still tries to save her, and he still dies.
Yeah. Yeah. It was
which I guess is better than him surviving and them being together.
Yeah, because get that out of here.
That would have pissed me off.
Totally. It was a little weird that they killed off the prisoner so quickly.
Yeah,
Prisoner was in the movie for like 2 minutes.
She didn't even speak.
Yeah. It would have been nice to have her, like, if they all got split up and it was cutting to her too, or something,
That would have been interesting. Like 2 different parties, like, trying to escape.
It just felt like just a kill to get in there,
Yeah.
And also just to make him really mad to motivate him to, like, hunt them down more.
There were, like, a few moments where I was like, realistically, in this moment, they would try and, like, go through the front door right now. Or, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
There are certain moments where, like, okay, he's upstairs. We know that he's, like, upstairs. We can escape, like, through the basement. There's, like, other, like, because as things happen, you get you understand the layout of the house.
Yeah, totally.
And I know what things are available and what things aren't to like escape.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are times where they could run out right now and they will get away.
Yeah.
But that would be too easy. So they like wait around, like wait and like talk, or just like like be quiet.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, he's not near you. Now's your chance. You know, there were like a lot of moments where I was like, I would have escaped.
I also
You know?
totally. I also didn't understand what was going on. They get trapped in that upstairs room. She goes through the vent, and then the other kid gets like tackled through that window. But there was previously a shot of them looking through the windows and there's steel bars. So it's like, did he just get thrown through enough to like break the bars off? Or were there not bars on that window? Because if there weren't bars, break the fucking window and get out of there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was confused by that when that happened. I was like, I thought there were bars on there.
Yeah, because if there were bars, it seems like he would have got thrust in and just got his back cut up by glass or something. But he got thrown straight through, and I didn't see the bars fall. Because it seems like even if that window's closed, at that point, they would break that window. I would.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like, I'm going to
they
risk
tried.
jumping out of here and, like, breaking my legs just to, like, get out of here right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they even went into that one room and tried to just jump out the windows, but they had bars on them.
Yeah.
But then he got thrown out of it.
Yeah, so that didn't really make any sense to me.
No, that was actually, I think that was just like a mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when it happened, I was like, wait a second. Like, why didn't they just jump through that to begin with? Like, I remember thinking that.
Because if you calculated, like, broke that and climbed out, there is a landing right there. It's just the guy got pushed out, you know, and, like, knocked out. So it seems like they could have, like, helped each other down to that ledge and then just, like, climbed down the side of the house.
Even though, like, he landed on the glass.
Yeah.
That eventually broke, but, like, yeah, I remember that happening. I don't know. That was weird.
Yeah. A little weird. Not a huge thing, but just like, huh? It's kind of strange. It just took me out of it for a minute.
Yeah. I like the construction of the house. Like, it felt very realistic.
Mm-hmm.
And it really felt like a real space.
Definitely. And they establish it well.
They do. And just like the lighting within the house and the lighting outside even. I thought it was kind of cool. Just like all took place in Detroit, which I think a lot of horror films have been taking place there.
Totally.
But it seemed like a good place because then they could be at this house and shots could go off without alerting anyone.
Yeah, definitely. It makes more sense for the story in this than other things that have shot there just to shoot there.
Yeah. Which is weird because the Daniel Zavato, the guy who plays Money, the asshole guy, he's in It Follows. Which is
really?
Also shot. Yeah, he's in It Follows, and which is also shot in Detroit.
Yeah, totally.
So that's a strange connection.
Yeah.
But yeah. I don't know. I think I don't know what else to say other than I think that the movie was overall pretty decent. I think the director shows a lot of promise.
Definitely.
And also the actress Jane Levy, I think she's a pretty good actress.
Yeah, I liked her.
The movie could have been a lot more predictable than it already is.
Mm-hmm.
And there were definitely some twists and turns, which I respect. So, in the end, pretty solid flick.
Yeah.
I had a good time in the end, and it was definitely intense, and left me on edge. So, yeah.
Yeah. I liked it. Didn't love it. It felt like I don't know how much rewatch value it has,
Yeah,
but
that's a good point.
it's a movie that if you see the trailer and you go, that looks good, you'll like it. And it's good to go see. Like, it's a fun movie to watch. But I just don't know how much lasting power it has.
Yeah.
But I also don't know if
understand.
that's what it's going for. So,
Which is fine.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that either.
Definitely.
But
it just, I don't know if I'll
Like-
revisit it, but I enjoyed watching it.
yeah, like I probably won't buy it on Blu-ray. You know,
Same
I
here.
probably won't rewatch it. But it's a good first watch, and I would recommend if you want to go see it, to see it in theaters.
Definitely.
Because then you get because it's a good one-time watch. Go see it in theaters. Great sound quality. Like that's another thing I should have mentioned is I love the sound design.
It was great.
Yeah, the sound design was awesome.
There were a lot of people talking in my theater, which was a really big bummer because of how insanely quiet the movie is.
It is quiet.
But yeah, just people like openly talking, just like, what are you doing? Like,
That's annoying, man.
but the
Mine
sound
was really quiet.
the sound design is great.
Yeah, sounds great in the theater. Looks great. So, yeah. What would you rank it?
Probably give it like a 3.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking 3.5 for me.
Nice.
It's not nothing like bad about it, but it didn't blow me away. Yeah, I think it's 3.5 out of 5 for me. 3 for you. We usually end up around the same range.
Yeah.
We never like differ completely on a movie.
Yeah, totally.
We
Similar
like a lot of the
taste.
same things. Exactly. But yeah. So there you go. There you have it. That's our review of Don't Breathe, the film by Fede Alvarez. Good old Fede.
Old Freddy.
Probably. Oh, Fede. All right, man. That'll wrap it up. So, for you listeners, if you liked what you heard, you can continue to follow us on iTunes, on Podomatic, Google Play, Facebook, Twitter. You can email us. There's so many things you can do. Oh my God.
We got the email.
Please.
We got the Twitter.
We got the email, got the Twitter, we got the Facebook.
Got that Google Play.
So go check it out. Tell your friends, write a review. It will really help us out. And you can feel free to email us at listentousrantaboutmovies@gmail.com. And thanks so much for listening. Until next time, Zach, take care, my boy.
Take care. Till next time.